What kind of tree planting is this? We're not in Italy, and that's not supposed to be the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Alright, tell me if you think that this is a good planting job. Ready? Looks like a Dr. Seuss forest. Now we're going to spend probably an hour and a half to 2 hours. We all have better things to do, but we're going to spend those 2 hours to fix the previous planting team's errors. That doesn't make me happy at all. Nor does it make anyone else happy. Does it, Miguel? No. So we're going to go over a couple of reasons why this thing was not planted properly. First of all, it's leaning like crazy. And it could be that one of the reasons it's leaning like crazy is the following. First, this stake is too far away from the tree, and it's not even in the ground. See this sticker that says soil line? The stake has to go into the soil all the way down to the soil line. Otherwise, in the wintertime, when the ground freezes, it'll just push that stake out of the ground and lean it over. So this one needs to be redone. It needs to be closer to the stem, and it needs to be straight. What do you think, Miguel? Is that properly planted? No, it's leaning, and the stake's not even in the ground. Look, the sticker is probably almost 12 inches out of the ground. So, unacceptable. And look at that guy over there. All right, come on, guys. We got to do a lot better than this. The stake is in the ground properly. You shouldn't be able to see any part of it outside of the tube. That's how this system works. So any amount of stake that's sticking out of the tube tells you that's how much further that stake has to go into the ground. It's a handy tip. Here's a good one. Must be mine, right? No, seriously. You can see that tube is straight, and more importantly, you can't see the stake outside of the tube. So whoever did this one did a really good job. Congratulations. Alright, I'm holding the camera perfectly straight because I have a level on my camera. Now you guys tell me, is that a properly installed stake? I mean, that's like 20 degrees off of center. 15 anyway. I mean, that's hugely problematic. Plus, look at the depth. It's barely in the ground. Alright, so somebody tried to beat that stake into the ground even though there was clearly a rock, and they just beat on it and beat on it and beat on it. Hold it still. And they shattered the end of the stake. But the other thing is, where's the sticker? Show me where the sticker is going to go. Wait a minute. It's all the way at the other end. So the stake was put in upside down. Somebody beat on it like it was they were in a bar fight, split the end of the stake, and it was crooked. Not only that, but the tree itself was dead. So we planted a dead tree with a stake that was upside down, not deep enough, and sideways. Is that good, Miguel? Tell me.
No.
No. Hey, look at that tree. That's that special sideways pine tree. Can't wait to see that one get big. What's happening here, do you think? You can say it in Spanish if you want.
Well, no, the stake is not in far enough.
Okay, so what happened?
Probably the wind. Probably was straight, but the wind just
blew it over, didn't it?
Over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, it only went in the ground a couple inches. Probably pulled that thing right out, right?
Well, yeah, I did go in far, but...
It went in far, but not even halfway. Yeah. So that's why it's really important, guys, to get the stake in all the way. Because, yeah, in a windy winter, yeah, it'll just blow that thing right over. Thank you. Okay, that's a pretty good shot. So there's clearly a crooked stake right in front of one that's actually really good. And look at that angle. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Really, that looks like almost a 30-degree lean. Boy, let me line that up a little bit better. There we go. Boy, that's like a perfect video. Let's keep our stake straight. Alright, so this was that horizontal tree that we showed in an earlier video, and now we see why. So somebody just took that tree out of the court, barely teased apart the roots at all, and just shoved it in the ground, and it immediately fell over. So this was improperly planted. I'm going to go plant this someplace else. All right, so I took the matted up root ball from the previous video and splayed out the roots so everything's pointing down, and that's what the root ball should look like upon planting. Properly planted stakes, all the same height, all within a degree of perpendicular. It looks crooked, but it's not in the video. Oh, that's because the format on the thing. There we go. See, now they all are straight. And we'll do a video that teaches how to put in stakes straight and evenly. Look at that, all the tops are the same every single time. Watch. Hold on. So we're gonna do some stake pounding training. So I'll ask a question. So which end of the stake goes in the ground? Does it matter?
Sticker end.
Ah, so where was the sticker?
There.
He was putting up. There you go.
That's in the ground.
So you guys see the sticker? Yeah, see that sticker? That sticker tells you how deep the stake has to go in the ground. So you have to put the sticker end of the stake down. All right, that's step number one. And how far away from the plant? About 6 inches or so. That looks great. All right, then what do you do?
And this a little drive just to get it standing.
So get it to stand up straight just by like leaning on it.
Yep, make sure it's uphill.
Yep, make sure it's uphill of the plant, which it is. Looks pretty straight. Again, put a weight on it and give it another couple taps. Now note how Jack's arm is like chest height and at an arm's length. Yeah, because of the curvature of the lens, it's hard to tell that it's straight, but it is straight. And once you, so we checked it from this angle and then 90 degrees. So show them 90 degrees. There and there. And it looks straight on both ways?
Yep.
All right, now how do you pound it in?
Arms length away. Grab the post pounder and throw it down.
Yep. And why do we throw it instead of like leaning on it?
I don't accidentally bring it in or give it any tilt.
Yeah.
Which it seems to be getting anyway.
Yeah, there's always going to be rocks that screw up the best steak. Yep. Even though it doesn't look straight in the camera, it looks straight in real life. And you keep going. Yep. So you don't lean on the steak. See how Jack is just lifting it up and throwing it down? That prevents any kind of lateral stress or movement on the steak. And once that sticker disappears, we're done. Badoom. Voila. And I can tell you that from standing here, that's a perfect steak. And if you follow that process every time, ladies and gentlemen, you too can have perfect steaks every time. Well done. Get it? Well done, steak. All right, you can go now.
So you take up the plant, you shake the soil out so you can see the root.
Say it louder. What are you doing?
Shaking the soil.
And why do we do that?
Because we want the root.
Yeah, we want the roots. We don't want that shit in the pot, do we? No. What happens if you just plant all that soil in with the roots?
It's not going to grow. It's going to die.
Yeah, what happens is, because that's nursery media, it's too loose. So it dries out faster than the surrounding soil. So by planting that the whole thing in the ground, it'll just dry out the first time that there's a drought.
So you don't want to shake off the whole soil. Just
a little bit around the base.
so you can see the root.
Yeah, okay.
And after that, you make a decent size, I don't know, maybe 2 inches, 3 inches. You put it in here, but you don't want to put it all the way in. You want this to be at the level of the grass. So you do some dirt in here.
Now show them the three layer technique. So here, no. You remember the 3 layers? So you do your compacted layer at the bottom to stabilize it.
Okay.
Yeah, you just show them. It's a video. So containers, almost all plants, we plant in 3 layers. Wait.
Compacted base.
Yeah, the compacted base, and what that does is the plant should be tight in the ground.
Yeah.
Just with that bottom third. So that bottom third of the soil is strictly to anchor the tree so it doesn't fall over. Right? Right. So it doesn't pull out. It's not going to fall over. That's good. That's all the compaction that you want. The rest of the soil is just fill for roots to grow in. So go ahead and show them that. So you do need compaction, but only at the bottom. You can never have compaction at the top. You'll see, like he's not going to press down on that at all because there's no need to. Right. What an amateur planter does is take all the loose soil, dump it in the hole, and then step on it. Well, that's absolutely fucking backwards. And then
whatever you got left in here, you can just throw on top.
Little mulch.
Yeah, little mulch.
Yeah, and show them what that should feel like.
But not, yeah.
Yeah, you don't yank it.
You get some movement, but not actually coming out at all.
Yeah, well, the roots weren't great on that one, but yeah. It should be finger tight, meaning if you just stood here and lifted, you would break the tip of the tree before the tree would come out. Yeah. And that's the case here. Like, yeah, I don't want to break the top of the tree.
Yeah.
And that's ready for a cage, so good.
Very nice.
Good. All right, so what's the first step?
You take out the plant.
Uh-huh.
You can't shake it off. You use the soil knife.
Over there or right by the hole?
In the bucket.
In the bucket, that's right. Now, can you use your hands for that too if you wanted to?
Yeah. Just put it like this.
And why are we doing that? Why do we take all that dirt off?
Because we want the root to show.
Ah, because we want the roots to touch the soil, not the potting stuff. So we have a product called Containerless, okay? That we've been developing for a few years and are about to do a lot more of it, because it gets a planter like us an even larger shrub than this one, and you never have to do that. You just pull them out of a bag or a box, and then they immediately go in the ground. Yep.
Because
doing this 10,000 times is a super waste of time.
waste of time.
Yeah. So nurseries should be supplying ready to plant stock, not. Ooh, say that again.
The RTP.
Yeah, RTP, ready to plant.
Reading that, the pesticide book. Picked up a few things from it. And there.
Cool. Remember your bottom third. So how's the bottom third work again, David?
Just to compress
Here, look
the
at
plant. To compress the plant so it will move, and after that you can put the rest of the soil and just.
All right. So did you do the bottom third yet?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
Okay. And can you use the bottom of a digging tool to like help compress it down there? In
You
case?
can, but it's better with your hands.
Okay. I'll test it. Ask Jack if it's tight enough. Is it tight enough?
Oh yeah.
Solid, right?
Pretty solid. No movement. Definitely would break a bit off the tip before she buds.
Yeah, good. Then the rest just gets filled. Filled and cleaned up, and that'll be one happy plant. You'll come back in 2 years and it'll be 8 feet tall.